Alright, in today's video I'm going to show you how to change a clock spring. This is a 2014 Tacoma. If you have a second gen, it should be pretty similar. This is the part number if you like it. It should be similar on most years. Don't want to get too much into why you should change it. If you came to this video, you probably already decided you want to change it. In my case, the horn is not working. We know it's the horn because we already grounded it and it was working, so we know that it's we know it's the clock spring broken, and it's common. I mean, this truck has 150,000 miles and it just wore out. First step, you're gonna go out there and go ahead and disconnect the battery. Some say you can leave it connected. I prefer to disconnect it because you're gonna be messing with the airbag, so I like to just disconnect it. Next, you're gonna have a cover here that goes here. Go ahead and pop that out with the screwdriver. It pops right out. I use a little pocket screwdriver or a trim tool or something. You will also have another one that looks like this on the other side here. Goes right here around your cruise control. Pop that one off. Next, you're going to need a torque bit set, or hopefully you have the sockets and you won't have to use this. It's much easier with sockets. You're going to go up in this little hole that you just made. You're going to unscrew that guy right there. Next, you're going to come to the other side. I'll try to show you on this side. It's a little tricky. Get a tight fit in here. Let's see if I can get in here. You can see the screw up there towards the top. I don't think I can point at it because my fingers are in the way. Sorry. Yeah, it's too hard to show you, but it's basically, it's the same. It's right there at the top. You can almost see it. Let's see. It's right up there. This one right here. That one. You're going to unscrew that one as well. Unscrew both of those. So once you got your screw out there and you got your screw out there, you can kind of go ahead and grab this thing and kind of shake it around and you should get it to come out. Sometimes those screws are sticklers and they don't want to come out, but we go around the back side here. This is where that screws into, is this right here, and the other one is right there. So you're actually screwing into there. The screws should sit there. It's actually sitting right there. And then the other one is actually sitting right there. Yeah, so you're gonna have those two screws sitting there. The next thing you're gonna want to do is go ahead and flip this around to where you can see the back of it. You're gonna need a little pocket screwdriver, similar to like this guy. You're gonna go ahead and pop these little yellow tabs here up, and then the same thing with this one. Don't worry about mixing these up because they only fit one way. And this is why we disconnect the battery. And then you have a ground here. This is a little ground cable. You're gonna pop that off, and then you can go ahead and take this and set this aside. Gently place it over here. Now this is your actual clock spring, so this is going to come out with the clock spring. You have let me see if I can show you. You have some wires connected here. You're going to want to take these out. This is actually part of your clock spring here, and it's what's going to get removed with this. Then next, you're going to need a 19mm socket, and you're going to buzz this nut off, but do not, you're going to buzz this nut off. Do not take the steering wheel off. It will have to mark this first, which I'll show you what that looks like. But I'm gonna use an impact to take this off. It's the easiest way to do it is just to buzz it off. Try to make sure your steering wheel is straight when you do it, and then go ahead and buzz that off. So it should come off pretty easy once you get it off. I like to clean this up. That's just my preference. Then I have a paint marker here. We're gonna mark this so that we know where it was. The reason why is if not, your steering will be off. When you put it back on, you'll have to get in alignment. So we want to try to mark it. However, you can mark it where it'll make sense to you to put it back on in the same spot. In my case, I think that's a pretty good mark. Now you should be able to, I'm going to need both hands. Put a hand here and a hand on the other side, and you can kind of rock the steering wheel, and you should be able to like slowly pull it out. So here we are, just guide those wires through. Here's your steering wheel. Set that aside. Make sure you don't move this shaft. You shouldn't have to. I did get a little bit ahead. There's a screw here you need to take out. A screw here you need to take out. Once you get those apart, you might have to drop this down a little. Then we're gonna separate these, which I'll separate here. I'm gonna pause the video because I'm gonna need both hands, but you're gonna have to come in here and separate these two plastic pieces. Probably should have showed this. Let me give you a little tip. So this will kind of just separate here. If you can kind of pop these apart, but the sides, what you're gonna want to do, there's a little tab here. You're gonna want to push in on the bottom cover and kind of flex the top cover over, and it should pop off. And then you'll be able to get these out. So it's hanging up here on this, which you could probably leave it here, but this thing looks pretty nasty, so I'm just gonna take it all the way off so I can go ahead and clean it. Then the top one actually has, there is a little, see if I can show that. There's a little holder there in the middle you're gonna have to pop out all the way back there. This thing actually looks really disgusting. I'm gonna have to clean that. It's way in the back here. You have to pop that guy out to get the top cover off. Okay, so next you're gonna have some plugs here. Depending on if you have cruise control or whatnot, these plugs need to come out. And then you have another one here. Once you get this one out, so I'll have to look under there to disconnect that one. This thing, you just need to gently start prying the tabs up that hold it, and it'll pop right off. You just want to make sure you put the new one in the same position. Alright, we got that plug off. So if you come to the top here, right here, you might be able to do it with your fingers. There's a tab you can pull up on. There's another tab right here you can pull down on. And it should get a lot loose. And then on the other side right here, there's also a tab that locks it in. And it should come off. Start working it out gently. Oh, this one's falling apart. Oh, there it is. Bam. You got, let's separate that. You got another wire hooked on there. Just connect that guy and so I got the new one here. It's kind of hard to film this and do it at the same time. Hopefully this makes sense. So this is the old one. You're gonna have to take this piece off here. You want to make sure you put it in the same order you have it on this one. And it just clips on, so you're gonna clip it on. I'm gonna use both hands, but you should be able to do that. Alright, I'm gonna clean all this up, but for the sake of saving time, I'm gonna show you how this goes. So once you get here, you're gonna want to connect that white wire right here. Clip that back on. Once you get that on, you can put this in here. Make sure you put it on the same way. Line the clips up and clip it in. I'm not gonna do it because I want to clean this. Clip all your wires back on. Clip that back on. Guide this through the steering wheel, and then you can break this tab. You want to make sure you don't move anything before you break this tab. This thing is centered, so you have the same amount of turns on both sides, so it's important that this thing stays lined up until you're ready to install the steering wheel. So I usually get the steering wheel ready to line up where this is centered. Snap this off. You just pry this down and it'll snap right off. And then put your steering wheel on. Make sure you line up your mark. Put all your covers back on and all that good stuff. And yeah, go ahead and hook your battery up and test all your functions on your steering wheel. Make sure everything's working and you'll be good to go.